Lush, and I'm here in the Hub Culture Pavilion in Davos, really pleased to be joined by Blair at Glencorse. He's the founder and director of the Accountability Lab.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what you're doing these days.
Well, thank you so much for having me. The Accountability Lab empowers young people to build tools for accountability and integrity to improve their societies. The thinking being that we need to create a new generation that understands these issues and can make better decisions 20 or 30 years from now. It's about changing the culture and mindsets around the world that moves beyond just putting in place rules and really thinks about how to get people acting and thinking in different ways.
So tell me about some of the work you're doing in Tibet, for example.
Well, in Nepal,
Nepal.
which is
Another
next door.
mountainous, snowy country.
Yes. We are engaging young people in creative ways. The point is to meet them where they are rather than where we want them to be. So, for example, in Nepal, we've just had a national campaign called Integrity Idol, where we asked young people all over the country to nominate honest government officials. We collected hundreds of nominations from all over the place, narrowed that down with the help of an expert panel to the top 5. We filmed them doing their jobs, talking about why it's important to have integrity and serve the public good. And then we showed that on national TV in prime time and asked people to vote by SMS and Facebook for their Integrity Idol. And it was incredible. We got thousands and thousands of votes from all over the country, and it created a real discussion about what it means to be a person of honesty and integrity and to serve the public good. So we crowned an Integrity Idol last weekend. He was a school teacher from a small village who's been doing some incredible things. And that's the kind of thing that the lab is trying to do. It's taking a different approach to what can sometimes be seen as slightly technical issues.
Tell me about what the work you're doing in Africa around Ebola as well.
Yes, we've been working in Liberia for about 3 years now, again in creative ways, and we set up the first film school in the country which focused specifically on accountability and helping young people make films about issues in their communities that they cared about. And then we would show those films at film festivals around the country and invite policymakers and other decision makers to come and watch the films and talk about what they were doing to fix the problems. And it was incredible. It's in a country that has only about 50% of its people that can read and write. Film is a fantastic way to give them a voice and to make sure
films
that
on their phones?
Using very cheap handheld camcorders that we've been able to get for them. So when the Ebola crisis began, we adapted slightly and helped them make films, again from an accountability perspective, but more about their personal responsibility for changing behaviours to prevent the spread of Ebola. So they made lots of different films about that in lots of different languages to engage the local population. And then we've been using mobile cinema to go around to the hotspots and show these films in communities, make them aware of their role in preventing the spread, and also the stigma that comes with survival of Ebola, which is a problem. So that's also been, I think, a great way to reach out and build a new way of thinking.
What's next? What's 2015?
We're excited about 2015. There's a lot of demand all over the place for this kind of work. I think the younger generation these days really understands why this is important, is less entrenched in the patronage and corruption networks that exist and really want to change things. So we're trying to identify groups of those young people all over the place that want to build their own accountability labs. So I would love to be in touch with anyone around the world that would like to do that. The country that's next on the list is Pakistan.
Okay.
Another easy one, where we have a great group of young people that want to do this and have some really fun ideas around using music and art and other creative ways to change their society.
Blair, thanks so much for stopping by the Hub Culture Pavilion.
Thanks so much.
Here in Davos, and I'm Edie Lush.